Hi guys, this is Captain Anis Kotia, PADI Master Scuba Diver Trainer, Specialty Instructor and IDC staff member. I'm a qualified scuba instructor. I have been since 2019. And today we're going to go through a little bit about rescue diver. Why would you want to become a rescue diver? A lot of people, they start their rescue diver course after they've done the advanced scuba diving course. And the reason why they start after they've done advanced open water is because they begin to see during the advanced open water course that they are becoming quite skilled, and they sometimes dive with other divers. And when they are diving with other divers, they can see some of the issues that other divers face. So they begin to realize that actually, because I'm quite a good diver, maybe there is some responsibility here on me to help other people out. And if you were thinking that, then you are correct, actually. If you were thinking that, you would be right, because actually, rescue diver takes you to the next level. Next level of what? Takes you to the next level of becoming very proficient as a professional scuba diver, a qualified scuba diver. What typically happens in rescue is you learn how to handle difficult situations, how to manage risk. So it's all about being able to manage risk. It's all about being able to spot risk before something goes wrong, mitigating those risks, helping yourself and helping other people. So once you start to be able to manage your own problems, then you can see how you can possibly manage other people's problems. When I was doing advanced open water, my captain at the time, he would take me on a lot of dives. I would lead the dive, and we would dive in some difficult situations sometimes. So we would have sometimes a lot of waves, uh, cold weather, or tired divers. And I remember at the time he would give me tips and he would give me techniques on how I could help other divers and help myself. So often I would find myself using some elements of rescue diving in a normal recreational dive. And sometimes I would help open water divers, sometimes I would help advanced open water divers. And I began to realize that as I progressed through the rescue course, that this is a very, very good skill to have. And it puts a lot of responsibility on you because when you go diving, a lot of things can go wrong. But when you've done the rescue diving course, you become very much proficient and you become very confident actually in dealing with any eventuality. So, without going into too much detail, let's start to go through what the course covers. So, as with any PADI course, Rescue Diver has knowledge review, knowledge development sections, and an exam. So, there are 5 knowledge development sections here. You need to be able to show self-rescue skills in either confined or open water. We'll have a look at what self-rescue means. Then there are 10 rescue exercises. And some of you who might be familiar with this course, they will know of rescue exercise number 7. Rescue exercise number 7 starts in rescue diver and continues all the way through to instructor level. So it's a very, very, very good skill to have. Then you participate in some rescue scenarios. So rescue scenarios are things you'll come up with working with me as a real life scenario, how you might help somebody in a difficult situation. Maybe there's a tired diver and you need to pull them to the shore and then get them out of the water. So these are things you would practice with me. Then you have an emergency assistance plan for a dive site. So this is very exciting, but it's very, very key. It's a very important skill to have so that you know the exit points, you know where the emergency oxygen is, and you know how to contact anybody for help. So this is part of your training as a rescue diver. So you can see here the depth of these courses. It's not very deep. It's not a deep dive course actually. It's more of a how you handle different scenario course. That's what it's about, rescue diving. And there's one thing I want to mention here. what PADI says with regards emergency situations and rescuing people, it doesn't ask you to do everything perfectly. PADI says it's not about doing everything perfect, but it's about doing something. Even if it's not perfect, you should do something. So they encourage you to actually get involved if you have somebody who needs help. Yeah. And so you have some prerequisites here. You need to start at 12 years old. That's the lowest level, lowest youngest age. And you have some requisites here which you must ensure you have before you start this. So you have here PADI Adventure Diver certification. So as you know, PADI Adventure Diver is actually, it's like half of your advanced open water certificate. So it's like half of that. But also open water divers can also participate in some elements of rescue diving. So what that means is that if we are doing a course, you're doing a course with me, I can bring some of your friends who have done open water. They can come and be involved. They can just help out in the swimming pool activities, and they can also learn about this. So they can benefit before they even um, formally start to do this course. And you need to have EFR, so emergency first responder primary and second care training in the last 2 years. And then these are some of the equipment items which you would use: first aid kits, oxygen unit, rescue breathing masks. And these things are key. Once you get comfortable with using these items, they can be used anywhere. Even if you're going on a boat, usually there is a first aid kit and a spare oxygen unit, or any dive resort should have these items. So you become very, very useful in any situation, in any scenario. And you have floats, marker buoys, because of course we'll be doing things on the surface of the water, in the sea and in the swimming pool. So these things are very useful. CPR mannequins, these are useful for when you administer the emergency breaths and you administer the resuscitation activities. Yeah, the CPR. So there are some forms to fill in, as with anything. These are the materials: PADI Rescue Diver Manual. And then let's go on to the knowledge development. So you have 5 sections of knowledge development, um, which you need to do. There's an exam at the end. You can do this by e-learning. You will prepare a emergency assistance plan where we'll be doing these scenarios. And then you have all of the rescue exercises. So it gives you an idea here to spread the activities over a number of days, not to rush everything in the same day. And self-rescue activities. So these are the things you need to do. You need to be able to do, actually. These are recommended for any scuba diver: cramp release, being able to establish buoyancy at the surface, airway control, using the alternative air source, overcoming vertigo, which is, the fear of dizziness or not knowing where you are underwater, and how to reestablish sense of direction. So these are things you'll learn with me if you're not confident with them. Then exercise number 1 is tie a diver. So this is somebody who was tied on at the surface, and this is a very basic one. Again, we do this together. Then, as we progress through these exercises, you can see they become more and more extensive. So we have panicked diver. So you have to calm the guy down, then you have to help them. Um, make sure you calm them down in a way that doesn't endanger yourself. Then you have responding from the shore, boat or dock. These are all activities you do with me. You see, so how to assist somebody when they are in the water and you don't go in the water. Yeah, entering the water in a way that you don't lose sight of the victim. Helping somebody inside the water with a float, without a float. These are all great, great activities, and it's not hard. It just needs a little bit of discipline and a bit of practice, which you do with me and some of my students, and you would have fun as well at the same time. Exercise 4: how to respond to a distress dive underwater. This is a good activity, all good activities. Number 5: how to find a missing diver using an underwater search pattern. Again, good fun. So we would have somebody hiding, and you'd come up with a way to map the area and then follow a certain technique to find the missing person. Number 6 is where you have somebody who was unresponsive under the water. This is one I liked very much when I did the course. So this is somebody who is like so tired he's almost unconscious, and then this is bringing him up to the surface. Then you have unresponsive diver at the surface. In Arabic, they call this غواص مستجيب على السطح. Yeah, so unresponsive diver at the surface. This is exercise 7. This is a great exercise. It really is a good one. And this is all about how to help somebody who is not responding and they're lying on the surface face down, how to put them the right way up, then how to take off, secure them firstly, then open the airways, and then start to give them emergency breaths, and then keep continuing giving the emergency breaths, and how to then loosen their equipment, loosen your equipment, all the while you're pulling them slowly, pulling them towards the shore. Then you take off their equipment, then you take off your equipment, you keep pulling them, and you keep going until the examiner says stop. So this is a great activity to learn, actually. And you have a couple of ways you can do this. You have a mouth to breathing mask or mouth to mouth, and other ways of doing this exercise. We don't actually say put mouth to mouth, but we simulate it. PADI doesn't say you have to do this. No, you simulate this. Yeah. Okay. This is, like I mentioned, equipment removal, both his and yours, or hers and yours, and then you take them towards the exit. Then you have how to take an unresponsive diver out of the water. This is good fun. So this, don't always try to do everything yourself. Ask for assistance. So this is why it says both with and without assistance. And then this is the breathing diver, the first one. The non-breathing diver. Then you have, again, the similar activity. Exercise 9, first aid. So how to handle some injuries and how to administer oxygen. And then you have here how to deal with these situations from the boat or from the shore. Yeah. So they're your key activities there, your 10 exercises. Then you have some scenarios. So you have some scenarios here, which we would agree on together. So try to make it as realistic as possible, because the more you practice, the better you'll become in a real situation. So you have a scenario here: unresponsive diver underwater, unresponsive diver at the surface. So a couple of scenarios there. And that's basically it for the rescue diver. So I tend to say to people, think of the rescue diver as having 14 parts. You have the 10 rescue exercises, you have 2 scenarios, and you have an emergency situation, and then you have the knowledge development. So it's like 14 things you have to do. But once you start, you get through everything very, very quickly. It's good fun. It's great fun. And then you feel you accomplished something. Your outlook on diving changes after becoming a rescue diver. So I'll leave you with that for now. My only advice would be take it seriously, because you never know who you might need to help when you go diving next time. And sometimes you don't use every part of the skills you learn. For example, exercise 7 or 6, where you're surfacing somebody to the surface, and 7 where you're taking them from the surface to the shore, removing their equipment. In these activities and these exercises, you learn a lot of skills, and you might use only one small thing when you go diving, which is to inflate somebody's BCD, taking them to the surface, or keep somebody on their back and calm them down and tell them to relax. Sometimes you only need to do 1 or 2 things. Yeah. So it's not that you need to do everything all the time, but you might need to do 1 or 2 things some of the time. But it's good to know all of the skills. So I'll leave you with that. And don't forget to always stay safe when you're diving. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.